New concerns today about your child's safety, and it's not strangers you should be worried about, it's cell phones. The Federal Trade Commission warning that the apps your kids are downloading could be actually spying on them, giving game makers detailed information about who your kids are calling, what they're buying, and where they are located. So is this right, and should something be done about this? Lawrence Walters is a First Amendment constitutional attorney. Morgan Wright is a tech expert and cybersecurity analyst. Morgan, let me start with you. This sounds dangerous. I mean, it makes parents very nervous when they think that somebody can be tracking their kids' whereabouts. Is it as dangerous as it sounds?
Well, it depends on the policies that are implemented. And you know who it really depends upon? It depends upon the parents monitoring what their children do. A lot of these applications have a very good benefit. There's pros to having a location tracker to know where your children are, or allowing them to interact certain ways, in certain social media environments, or play games. It could be learning, it could be education. The thing you don't want to do is take your eye off the ball and let your children start downloading things you're unaware of, or interacting in a way that's inconsistent with how you think they should be tracked. Especially their location. That to me is the biggest area of concern for me, is being able to track their location precisely.
Sure. I mean, that's the thing that sends a shiver down parents' spines, because we know that there are predators out there. So, Lawrence, aren't there laws against this, tracking the whereabouts of kids under 18 years old?
Well, there are laws that apply to mobile applications, but what we're seeing here is some growing pains in the industry. We saw some of these same debates when we first started talking about the use of cookies in internet advertising and tracking the usage of internet consumers. And here, the mobile application developers are trying to strike a proper balance between the convenience of the technology and the privacy rights involved. And the FTC has recently released a report that encourages the industry to develop better best practices to increase the disclosures and the privacy policies that these applications have, so that parents know exactly what information is going to be shared with these applications.
Right. And of course, I mean, Morgan, you said that, ideally, in an ideal world, parents should stay on top of this. But of course, that parents sometimes can't stay on top of everything their kids are doing on the cell phone. So somehow, don't parents need to give their consent to some of this stuff?
Yeah, they should. And, depending on which store, there's two big stores out there, Android and Apple, right? And one is a little bit less, it's not curated, which is Android side. Apple really tracks what they do a lot, but it's still up to the parents. I think, as we were just talking about, there's a growing market out here for a lot of things. And one of those, I believe, is going to be a service that provides a list of apps that meet the policies, that don't collect information without letting you know, that behave in the proper way. I think there's going to be a market solution to this. You really want to avoid over-enforcing or putting too much regulation in place, because it does stifle innovation. But you have to be careful, because if you don't address the privacy issue, it will kill off a lot of the market potential, because people can't address the biggest concerns people have, and that's the privacy of their children.
Sure, of course. Lawrence Walters, Morgan Wright, thanks so much for coming in and alerting us that this is happening.
You bet, Allison. Thank you.
Happy to be here.